Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Vera Bradley Bag of the Day, New York City alternate side of the street parking edition. I am back in my car screaming at people double parking me in, which will not be on the video because the magic of editing. No, but seriously, there's some weird parking stuff going on, and there's this girl double park from Virginia across on the other side of the street. She's blocking things up. Oh, she's moving now. It's all sort of up there. You can't see it back there. It's up there. Um, or there. Can't get my side straight. Still, how many videos have I done? Still don't know what side I'm on. Um, so if anyone's familiar with New York City parking, I'm from New York City originally, and my dad still lives here. And if you park your car on the street and you're on the wrong side at a certain time, you have to go move your car or sit in your car until the cops go by, or if the street sweeper comes, you got to move your car out of the way. It's been years since I've seen a street sweeper, frankly, but but here we are in our cars. There's a guy sitting behind me in a BMW. No one else seems to be. What time is it? No one else seems to be. Yeah, they should be in there. They should be here. Not everybody's here. People are just winging it, taking a chance. Anyway, if you don't move your car, you get a ticket, whatever. Or if you're not in your car, able, ready to move it, if they need you to, they'll give you a ticket. So while I'm here, I figure, what am I going to do? I'll talk about some Vera that I haven't shown before. um, the first thing I wanted to show was something I was so excited to get. Well, first of all, because it's Fruit Grove, which I love. I've talked about this pattern before. I wish this pattern had come out in a Vera tote. I would have been all over that. I was so frustrated that it, sort of only came out in it was like an abbreviated line. They didn't do it in everything. And I would have loved this in some kind of bag other than a backpack. So I've shown this before. I bought up whatever I could in it that I would use. And then maybe it was the 40% off sale. I don't know. It was in some recent really good sale. I got this because I knew I was going to be getting an Easy Pass. For the longest time, I'd just been borrowing my husband's Easy Pass whenever I would drive to New York, and it just seemed like a good idea for me to get my own, just in case we both needed the Easy Pass at the same time. Sorry if I have to keep checking my mirrors just to be aware of what's going on. my side view mirrors. Make sure nobody comes by and rips that one off my car, because I did pop it out just so I could see what's going on while I'm sitting here. Normally I would push it in, but anyway, sorry. I digress. Parking is a big deal in New York. My husband used to laugh at me when he first met me. He's like, the way you and your parents talk about your car and your parking. I think New Yorkers will understand. New Yorkers with cars will understand. Anyway, so I knew I was going to be getting that Easy Pass. I thought, well, that gives me an excuse to get more Vera, because I'm going to have to find something to keep it in. So I was really putting off getting the Easy Pass for the longest time, and so when I realized I could buy Vera to put it in, that really got me motivated. And so I got this, which is, I'm not sure what the official name is. I feel like this is part of their travel takes line, but it's the jewelry case. It's a small jewelry case. It zips around on 3 sides. And I still just love that pattern. Look at that watermelon. That's a little bit better, that light. Not blowing out so much. And the cherries. Great cherries, and the strawberries and the flowers. Anyway. So it unzips on 3 sides and opens flat if you want it to. And so on one side, oh, this dog walker stuff right here. So on one side, there's this elasticized sort of pocket, and on the inside of that pocket is sort of lined with that sort of chamois cloth, and there's a piece of that here, probably to separate the 2 sides so that things don't scratch, to rub against each other and scratch. And then there's this sort of foam strip with a snap on the end that you can unsnap it, and I guess you could slip rings on that, or maybe thread loop a chain of a pendant or necklace on there, and maybe tuck the pendant part of the necklace in here, if you wanted. And then on this side, and this is, so, I just slip this, I'll show it again, but I just slip this in that pocket, that stretch pocket there. But on this side, and this is what really got me, I was so tickled when I saw this. It's the little things in life, right? It has these two pleather strips for earrings, and they're, they have holes punched in them, and they have snaps on the side, and you can snap them down. But I'm not an earring person. And so these straps just, I don't know, I don't like the look of them. They just always bug me. And I was thinking, I have this in Very Merry, and I was thinking about cutting the straps off, but I never did. Anyway, but when I was unwrapping my Easy Pass and reading all the stuff in there, it came, wrapped in this sort of foil plastic, like, I don't know, is this Mylar? I don't know what this is, but it came kind of wrapped in this thing. And they suggest that if you wanted to be driving around and not have your Easy Pass register or be read by a scanner, you could wrap it back in this, and that will prevent it from being read. And if you lost this or threw this out, tinfoil works. I said you could wrap this in tinfoil and the scanner won't read it. So I thought that was handy to know. But anyway, I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll save this and let me see if there's somewhere in here that I can slip it so the two will always be together. And sure enough, I folded it up right. It's a kind of a tight fit, but I made it work. I slip it behind the two earring straps and can snap it back up. This one's a little tight. And then that sort of holds it in place. I was so happy when I saw that I could do that. Anyway, so I don't like to attach this to my car. I don't know why, it just bugs me. Those Velcro strips on your windshield, or I don't know, it just bugs me. I like to be able to take it with me. For those times when I want to walk through the toll plaza. Anyway, so I just slip it in there, and I guess you could, I did stretch this over, and it does snap, but it's kind of tight and sort of makes this bulge out when I zip the thing. Bulges more than it otherwise would, and so it doesn't seem totally necessary, and so I don't, and then it just zips up and just works really well. So I'm so pleased with that. Made getting an Easy Pass fun. I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. It's raining here. I was packing to come here, and I will do my, hopefully I'll get some sun tomorrow, and I can do my usual all the Vera Dads video. And when I was packing to come here, I come here like every couple of weeks. It's been a couple of months now, because my dad is on the elderly side, and so I come to bring him food so he doesn't have to spend a lot of time in the sort of cramped New York City supermarkets. And so that's what I'm doing here. And so I was packing for that, and I was thinking I should take an umbrella. They're small, and they work well, and I could take my Penelope's Garden or whatever that one is that I got at the factory outlet store, and then I forgot, and here I am, in a rainstorm in my car. So, oh well. So I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. The other thing I wanted to show was something I hadn't shown before, and I was so excited to find this because it's not easy to find. This is Ellie Go Round. I'm not sure if this was a QVC exclusive or some other exclusive with another outlet. I'm not sure, but this was part of a cosmetic set, one of those sets that comes in like a vinyl, like clear plastic, larger pouch with a handle, and it unzippers, and there were 3 bags inside, and one was a lighten up version of this, which I did donate because the way that the thing was constructed, the zipper wasn't easy to work. And then it also came with another cloth quilted pouch in a slightly different shape, and that one just had like a coordinating pattern, what you would think would be the lining pattern, although it's not the lining in this. It was just sort of an abstract pattern, and I gave that one away too. But this was what I was going for. I really wanted this pouch. I just love the elephants, and so this color scheme is so pretty. Sort of jewel tones, the purple and a little bit of teal, and the pink. The elephants are like a very, very pale gray. They're not quite white, so there's not a harshness to them. You know, they pop, but it's not garish. It's not really bright. Just love that. Very like Indian looking, you know. So and on the back, you know, it sort of wraps around. There's no seam, so you can see the pattern. It's just these sort of medallion circular formations of the elephants. So I was so excited to find this. I don't know if it ever came in any other items. I've never seen it in anything, and I've only seen a couple of these cosmetic sets for sale on my Mercari. I think that's where I got my Mercari. Yeah, I don't see it a lot. Anyway, I right now I just have a couple of makeup items in here, which I guess I could talk about to kill time. Not a big makeup person, but I did bring some mascara. I do like mascara and eyeliner. If anyone's looking for mascara suggestions, I recommend L'Oreal. This is L'Oreal. I don't remember. This might have been Voluminous 12 times or whatever, but I don't, you know, there's 6 times and there's 12 times and, you know, millions of lashes. I think it's all the same formula. I think it's all marketing, but that's coming from the child of parents who were in advertising, a little jaded. So I do think that the formula is different if it's waterproof. Obviously, I've used waterproof. It's different, but I think all these, however many lashes they say they're going to give you, it's all the same formula. When I have money to burn, though, I do recommend Lancome. They make excellent mascara, and for years I use their mascara, and it's great. It's a great product, all the different varieties of it, and I would, if I had money to burn, that's what I would be buying right now is Lancome still. But I'm not buying any fancy makeup right now. It's all drugstore makeup, so this is working well. I've used that for a couple of years now, that brand. When I weaned myself off of Lancome. that was a sad day. And I found this. People might find this interesting. If they haven't already, I came upon this. I mean, there are all sorts of lip stains out there, and this works really well. I can wear this under a mask, and when I take my mask off, there's no rub off on the inside of the mask, so I can wear, you know, a little lipstick again. And this is L'Oreal also, and it was called, I think the line was called Empowdered, and there were only a handful of colors in it, I think. I mean, they had a couple of lines of lip product that were in this kind of a tube, but I think they were different things, and there were like about 6 maybe or 7 that were empowdered, and so it looks like a you can see it sort of looks a little wet there on the tip, but when you put it on, it immediately sort of dries and sets and feels kind of powdery. And so I put it on, but then I sort of rub it a little bit with my finger to sort of soften it, because I don't want it to look, you know, so harsh and dark. Just want a little bit of color. But it was great because I thought, well, let me test this out and see what happens with one mask. You know, what's the worst that'll happen? And it doesn't come off. I was so surprised. So that was a good find. So people might find that handy. I mean, I have a bunch of lip stains. I guess I should give them a shot. They might work too. I just hadn't tried them, and I saw this product. And then the one last thing I have is eyeliner, which again is L'Oreal. It was like this chubby kind of eyeshadow pencil, which I don't think they're making anymore, which I was really bummed about. And this, so when I sort of started to realize it was becoming harder to find a couple of years ago, I started buying it up, and brown was all I could find. But it used to come in a range of colors, and this was like an aubergine kind of color. I'm really clinging to this little stump because I think this is the last one I have. I had to look through in my closet, I have like a big tub of, you know, makeup I haven't used yet or opened yet, and there might be some in there. I need to go through that and see what's in there. There's probably all sorts of goodies in there that I forgot about. That might be a good video on my other channel. But anyway, I'm clinging to this. I did love this. I think it was kind of like I don't know what it was called, but it is like a purple, like an eggplant kind of color, and it's great. And really just a nice soft way to line your eyes. So like that. So that's what I have in here, just, you know, like long tubular things, and just so people can see the inside. And this was just lip balm. This this would transfer off. I don't know. I threw this in here just to, in case I was walking around somewhere with my dad where we didn't have to wear masks, like, you know, go for a walk along the river, Hudson River or something. But not in the rain, we're not. And inside is just covered with that PVC plastic and just a solid like nylon, looks like nylon fabric underneath there. And I was initially thinking, well, I'll cut the plastic out of this like I do on some of these things. But since it works so well for these makeup items, I'm really liking it for that. I'm going to leave the plastic in because I was going to put these in something else. And I realized it didn't have a lining. It didn't come with a lining. It wasn't something I cut the lining out of. It never had the plastic lining. And I was getting kind of a little like nervous, well, what if something leaks? So this is just working perfectly. So I'm going to leave the lining in there. So I'm really pleased with that. Ellie Go Round. I wish I could find this in more things. I don't know if it exists in more things, like I said, but anyway, that was it. Just a quick one, me in my car with the screaming edited out. So New York City alternate side of the street parking edition, and hopefully the next day or two I can get all of your dad's video done and loaded up as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully see you next time when I'm not crazy screaming at other drivers.